Welcome back to another new release Monday. Today I'll be giving my spoiler-free and spoiler-full thoughts on The Batman. But before all that, let's talk about some facts. The Batman was directed by Matt Reeves and stars Robert Pattinson as Batman. Alongside him is Paul Dano as the Riddler, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon, and Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle and Catwoman. Currently, it has earned $129 million for its opening weekend, which makes it the first movie of 2022 to hit that $100 million mark for an opening weekend. Pattinson screen tested while filming Tenet, so he was forced to lie to Christopher Nolan about it. But being the genius that he is, Nolan figured it out right away. This was the first Batman movie to put focus on the black eye makeup under the cowl. Kudos to you, Matt Reeves, for being the first one to do that for the viewers. Pattinson's Bruce Wayne was inspired by Kurt Cobain. The Batman was also inspired by Year One, Ego, and the Long Halloween comics. It was confirmed a while ago that this will be the first of 3 movies starring Pattinson. The last 2 punches in the beatdown scene at the train station were both improvised by Pattinson. The original script, starring Ben Affleck, had Deathstroke as the main villain and would have been a continuation after the Justice League. But that is a huge discussion for another time later. Right now, let's jump right into my thoughts about Matt Reeves' take on Batman. I'll give my spoiler-free review first for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, and then for the rest of the episode, we'll be in full spoiler territory. Matt Reeves gives us a very different take on Batman. This film is nothing like what has come before it, even the Nolan trilogy. It's dark, violent, and very nerve-wracking. Paul Dano is creepy, and Robert Pattinson plays an excellent Batman. I recommend anyone who loves Batman or crime thrillers to go out and see this film. It should be seen in theaters. The cinematography and music are incredible. It made a strong case to be my number 1 movie of the year. So starting now, we'll be in full spoiler territory. So stop the episode right here and come back once you've had time to see it. I thought this movie was really awesome. This is a Batman movie that has never been done before. The audience is on the edge of their seats the whole time. Paul Dano plays such a creepy antagonist. I got major Kevin Spacey and Seven vibes from him. I wouldn't be surprised if Dano and Reeves took inspiration from David Fincher's crime thriller. A lot of scenes, particularly the ones in the Riddler's apartment, were shots from Seven. The journals, creepy experiments, the general atmosphere of the room, all of it was like being in John Joe's apartment in Seven. Robert Pattinson portrays a broken and violent Bruce Wayne in Batman. He didn't get the cool voice change that Affleck had, but we also didn't get Bale's annoying Batman voice. Pattinson brought something new to the role, something mysterious yet familiar. Watching how he moves and fights in the suit made me go, yeah, that looks like Batman, or yes, that's how he would act in this situation. I love the choreography and all the fight scenes. They were brutal and violent, which I'm always a sucker for. My favorite would have to be the stadium fight. I lost my shit when he drops through the ceiling and the music kicks in. Nothing was getting in his way, not even a shotgun blast to the chest from point-blank range. I never thought I would see a version of Batman where he shoots himself up with adrenaline and punches the shit out of a guy. Matt Reeves really focused on what Batman should mean to the city. Should he be a vigilante punting criminals into the ground, or should he be a symbol for Gotham to look to in dark times? He not only built on what Nolan set out to do with the character, but he also put some spins on it. Pattinson felt the most broken and uncertain of all the takes on Batman and Bruce. I really enjoyed Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. She was badass, sexy, and very broken as well. She had a lot of hate and revenge built up inside of her, which made her a very compelling character. Her back and forth with Pattinson was brilliantly done. They had great chemistry together, and I'm looking forward to seeing their characters interact in the future. I was surprised that they split up at the end of the film, but I understand why Reeves chose to do that. He wanted to create a distance between the two in order to make that bond even greater. We got to see them fall in love with each other, which was an excellent element to put into a film that was so dark. There have been rumors floating around, though, about a possible Catwoman series on HBO Max, and I hope they're true. She's a character that deserves more screen time. Now, Colin Farrell is unrecognizable as a Penguin. The prosthetics that they used were incredible. Once he starts talking, though, you can visually see Farrell under it. He had this New York mobster-like accent that I was fine with, but you can easily tell it's Farrell. At least to me, it was pretty obvious. I've seen him in a lot of stuff over the years, so his voice stands out to me. Overall, I enjoyed his take on the Penguin, though. He was definitely a side character, which was a smart move in a movie filled with so many characters. And I'm assuming they did that in order to save him for the rest of the trilogy and for the recently announced spin-off series on HBO Max that will explore the Penguin's rise to power in Gotham. Jeffrey Wright is always a joy to watch, and he doesn't disappoint as James Gordon. Just like the Nolan trilogy, Gordon is only a lieutenant in this movie. I'm guessing in either the sequel or the third movie, we'll see him crawl up the ranks to eventually become commissioner. His relationship with Batman is excellent, and I love every scene they're in together. I especially love the interaction in the interrogation room at the GCPD. The way they immediately began whispering and plotting against the rest of the police force was a great way to show the trust between the two characters. So it wouldn't be a Batman episode if I didn't get into all the gadgets that were used, and there were a lot of them in this movie. The big one was the Batmobile with a jet engine. A fucking jet engine. It is by far my favorite Batmobile. I love the muscle car look and the mobility of it. The epic car chase with Penguin was another one of my favorite moments. As a result of it, we get the awesome upside down shot of him walking towards Penguin that we saw in the trailer. The contact lens that they gave him, the ability to record, was something completely new to the live action Batman franchise. It's such an awesome piece of tech, and that, in my opinion, gives Pattinson a one-up on Bale. I love the grappling hook that shoots out of his arm. It's very tactical, and it makes a lot of sense. For him to move around the way he does, he needed something more compact and give the element of surprise. The suit itself is incredible. It has the right amount of mobility and is freaking bulletproof. The hallway scenes showed the full power of it, and it was an incredible scene to watch. Hollywood loves their hallway scenes, from Star Wars and so on. I'm still getting used to the cowl, but it's slowly growing on me. I'm sure after a couple more watches, it won't bother me anymore. Lastly, we get to see him fly through Gotham, and it wasn't how I thought it would go. His cape closing in and creates this base jumping-like wingsuit. It's pretty cool to watch, but him flying around wasn't anything special. But the decision to have him crash into a bus was a smart choice. It showed the audience that he is still human. He makes mistakes and can get hurt or even die. Overall, I love this movie. It was something we haven't seen before with the Batman character. Not only is it a great Batman movie, but a great crime thriller. You see the detective side of Batman like in the Arkham video games. Pattinson's take on Batman is excellent, and I'm looking forward to what else he does with the character in the future. Matt Reeves has the potential to create an awesome Batman trilogy that rivals the fan-favorite trilogy that Nolan gave the world. Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck are set to reprise their Batman characters later this year, and I'm curious to see how Pattinson stacks up to them. Again, I highly recommend this movie to all Batman and crime thriller fans. I would use caution in bringing kids, though. It's very dark and graphic at times, even with the PG-13 rating, especially with the Riddler character. Matt Reeves went with a more serial killer vibe with him, and it's very, very creepy. So again, use caution when bringing younger kids to the movie. With that, let's see where I rank this movie among the Batman franchise. This is probably one of the toughest rankings I've had to do in a while. This movie is so different than anything that has come before it, even The Dark Knight. I love Pattinson's take more than Bale's and Affleck's. I love the suit and the Batmobile more as well. The music is incredible and probably my favorite out of the franchise. But the Batman still comes in at number 2 behind The Dark Knight for me. Overall, The Dark Knight is a better, much tighter of a movie. Nolan was able to accomplish more with less time. The twists were more shocking, the overall writing was better, and Heath Ledger's Joker was phenomenal. Paul Dano did an excellent job with playing a creepy and psychotic serial killer, but Ledger just brought something really special to his role. I'm curious to see what Reeves does with the Joker after that crazy reveal in Arkham at the end of the Batman. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. Always join me Fridays for Season 1. This coming Friday, I will be giving my thoughts on X-Men Days of Future Past. And on the next week's episode of New Release Mondays, I will give my thoughts on The Atom Project, starring Ryan Reynolds, which will be dropping on Netflix this Friday.